Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to some more Project Zomboid. After a somewhat lengthy pause since the previous episode, and well, really since the death of the character, I've decided to return to the same spot, to the same world, as per the poll that I've posted on the community, on the YouTube community page. You guys have voted that the majority of you, around 3/4 I think, would, or about, I think it's like 2/3 or so, doesn't matter, but the majority of you basically said that you would prefer me to return to the same world to go get my stuff back and continue playing in the 10 years later mod with all the progress that we've made. And that's exactly what I will do. However, I will do it with a twist. Sorry, I will do it with a twist. I was thinking about creating a whole scene sort of thing with my character introducing him and stuff like that, but Project Zomboid isn't really that type of game. Yes, it can be fairly immersive, but it's not really the kind of game where I'm going to just really get into the character and immerse myself into the character. I'm going to talk about other things as I play. And so I'm not going to do that, but instead I will give you a short backstory for the character that I've created, and the character that I've created is named Colonel Kurtz. That should ring a few bells, at least from high school literature classes, if nothing else, but Colonel Kurtz is the antagonist-ish of The Heart of Darkness, a book renowned for the fact that most people have never finished it. At least that's what I keep hearing online, that you start sailing down the River Congo and you never ever actually reach the end because it keeps dragging on and it's just really difficult to go through, but that's kind of the point of the book, well, among other points as well. But anyways, Colonel Kurtz is a soldier that was left behind in the Congo and has gone insane. In fact, if you don't want to read the book, you watch the movie Apocalypse Now. It's virtually the same thing, except it doesn't happen in the Congo. But, the official text of the movie says loosely based on The Heart of Darkness. Tell you what, it's the most faithful recreation of a loosely based thing that I've ever seen. Yeah, sure, it's in a different time period, but it's extremely faithful to the book, at least to the core ideas of the book, rather than, the actual scenes and the time period and stuff. Sorry about that. So, Colonel Kurtz is, at least in this world that I've constructed here, the original insurgent. Colonel Kurtz and his men were the ones initially sent to secure the secret military plans and the secret vial of chemicals in the secret military base that we've also talked about many times. Colonel Kurtz has done this. Colonel Kurtz found those documents, he found the vial, and what he was at the time told was that it was going to be some hope of an antidote or a cure of some description. What he found was documents saying that there is no cure, that the only cure is a bullet to the brain, and that the vial was not an antidote, but was the virus. Yes, this thing originated in a lab off the woods of Rosewood. The Colonel found it, and honest to God, I would go there and do this for you. I would, or at least I would attempt to do that with the Colonel as well, but I've done it already, and it's the most anticlimactic thing because the quest isn't done yet with this mod. When the quest gets done and there's actual content behind it, and there's more of a meaning to the two special items that you find, which again are the vial and the secret documents, I'm going to give it a more interesting backstory, but for now, or a more in-depth backstory, but for now, that's Colonel Kurtz's history. He landed in the exclusion zone a year ago with his men, and after a year of surviving, as a nomad roaming from place to place trying to find an extraction, the Colonel realizes that nobody's coming for him, that if any of the new insurgents that landed were to see him, they would shoot him, and that he's been left behind, and he's gone a bit insane from all that knowledge. After an unfortunate incident where his camp was burnt to the ground, and all of his men died, one at a time, sort of surviving throughout that year. He's now left alone to fend for himself in Raven Creek. However, one faithful morning, the colonel looks up to the heavens and sees parachutes. Paratroopers landing on Raven Creek. And this gives him an idea. Maybe he can find one of those paratroopers. Maybe one of the paratroopers has a radio. And maybe, just maybe, he can find a way out of here. Or, if not, he can use the resources that he finds off the paratroopers and their supply drops and try and rebuild something of a life for himself in the town. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the story of Colonel Kurtz in Project Zomboid. As you can see, we've climbed on top of the roof to get a better idea of where those parachutes are and where they've landed, and, well, now that I have a rough idea, I'm going to try and search for them in the city. This is the information that Colonel Kurtz has about the city. He knows about the stuff down here, he knows about the stuff over here, etc., etc. He's also been to the hidden base over here. He knows that there is nothing, and, well, I suppose you could even say that his men set up this barricade down there in the old port, but of course I can neither confirm nor deny that at the present time. At any rate, let's grab ourselves a weapon. And see what we can do. Oh, and by the way, the fact that the town now resembles an urban jungle that's overgrown had little to do with me choosing the starting character, his name and his background and all of that. But in retrospect, it does fit very well, doesn't it? Okay, so as far as traits are concerned, the Colonel doesn't start off with much, I don't think. Sure, he has his key ring, which I'm going to drop. Oh, sorry, I'm going to grab. Yeah, that's okay, so that's just, I thought he had an extra key ring. No, he doesn't. Right, and then he has the clothes on his back, shooting glasses, the beret, obviously, and an old army t-shirt. And that's about it. Not much else for the Colonel. Of course, most of his equipment and stuff burnt down after a while. Or rather, it's been a while since that happened, but so far he hasn't been able to settle anywhere. He's just been roaming from apartment to apartment and feeling a bit depressed and lost, as you can well imagine. Now, I reckon it's time that we go and find some purpose in being here. That said, this series will go on for as long as it takes the devs to update to the next version of the game, that's build 42. I've heard that it might come out in like a month or two. We have no release date yet. The only thing I ask is let it take as long as it needs to get a good update, to get a playable update out. But please, for the love of God, give me a release date. At some point. I'm not asking for a release date now to tell me that it's going to be in, like, 2 or 3 months or something. Instead, just when it's near ready, like a month in advance or so, give us a release date. There's way too many mods, there's way too many series, and way too many characters that we've all invested in for them to just be deleted by an update. Yes, I know we'll probably be able to roll back through Steam, but just the only thing I'm asking for, right? Okay. With all of that said, get a little bit more into character. Obviously, a big problem here is going to be the lack of resources available. This is 10 years later, after all, and everything is scarce as hell. And I'm afraid the initial searching of these buildings is not going to yield much, but, well, it does get me military army boots, or desert boots. That's something. Oh, good cooking magazine. Pencil. So I'll grab one. Oh, and I have a red one here as well, don't I? Yeah, let's get that too. Okay. And that means I can now open the map. I can now... Where was the button? I always forget. It's here, right? Yeah. Center the map, and... Right. Well... I'm not sure where to go. I've seen several parachutes drop. But they're sort of scattered all over town. I think, probably, given my lack of weapons, ammo, protective gear, food, everything, my best course of action is probably just to roam around town a little bit and then try and find one of those parachutes down here. Just out of curiosity, what's my weight like? I'm at 70, right, that's perfect. Those are the traits, by the way. Strong, fit, enhanced conditioning, desensitized, nerves of steel, slow healer, and on-site procurement. Didn't have points for anything else. And besides, considering the Colonel's been here for so long, I reckon that things kind of balance out in the sense that I'm guessing some of his skills that he attained as a soldier, in terms of shooting and everything, will have waned off over time, although that doesn't really make sense, but at the same time, I do intend on getting to the skill book back. If you know what that is, then you know. And so that'll explain sort of Colonel shaking off some of the rust, let's say, and getting back into the swing of things. But other than that, yeah, I didn't want to make this too easy at the very beginning, because well, we are starting with a new character, and I would like to sort of develop him and learn new skills and stuff as we go. That said, as far as a base is concerned, I haven't given too much thought. Okay, there's our first kill. I haven't given too much thought to the base, but I was thinking, if I can find an APC, and maybe with that APC, a trailer of some description, we could kit that out and be in a pretty good spot. Of course, if that's not an option, then, well, there are other ways of doing things, places, etc., etc. But, yeah. Right, gun case. 38 SPC, it's okay, but I don't have a weapon, so... not much use out of it. I don't want to rush through some of this. But at the same time, I know that I can find a zombie in the bathroom and can put all of this to end prematurely, so, well, at the same time, I don't really want to rush, but I guess trying to find a balance between all things is kind of what I'm here to do. Yes. Or I could open one of these apartments and find that it's full of, like, 700 different zombies. Which couldn't possibly fit in there, and they just spew out like being pushed by some divine force. And start teleporting around me and such. Like, you're checking out, after all this time, you're still a little bit bitter about the, look, maybe. Maybe I'm still a little bit bitter about how that happened, but let's not think about it too much. Gonna attach this to the belt because I can open stuff with it. Drink some beer. Actually, I probably should have taken that can with me instead of drinking it here, but that's fine. Okay, real weapons. Aluminum baseball bat, leather gloves, duct tape. This one technically does a little bit more damage, but I think... yeah, with this one I can craft barbed wire baseball bat, a baseball bat with screws, spiked, and wire baseball bat, and I can smash watermelon with it, but these I can craft, and these actually do a lot more damage, so I'd rather have the baseball bat. Thank you very much. Oh, did I... sorry. No, I can't move. There we go. And there's our first good weapon. So we have food, we have a baseball bat. I reckon, with a bit of luck, I'm more or less ready for whatever lies ahead. Okay, electric wire. I'm hoping I can find some nails or a hammer or something useful like that. So I can really sort of kickstart this whole thing, but I guess not. Well, getting a bit bored, are we? I know, I'm sorry, I understand. I understand that searching through all these things isn't anyone's idea of a eventful and fun beginning, but we did just start, and I don't even have a bit of water with me, so I think I can be forgiven trying to get at least the bare minimum of necessities for myself. Foraging Volume 1. I don't know, maybe. Although, again, if I find the skill book, that would be ideal. Mind you, even if I find the skill book, there's still about 700 different undead for me to go through to get the skill book. But, yeah. Okay, I'm going to search the rest of these rooms now. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Big hiking bag. This makes the whole arduous process of searching the building very much worth it. Good. Excellent, even. Okay. I think, given the fact that I'm still going to need to search a little bit more, I can also mention sort of long-term plans for what I want to do. But of course, every time I do that, and every time I start thinking about that, I feel like I'm going to jinx myself, and I probably shouldn't do it because I'm going to get bitten 2 minutes after I mention what I want to do. Game has a sense of humor like that, right? But just in case it's not listening, I'm thinking that I should go and leave the city like I originally wanted. Town. It's more like a town, isn't it? Yeah. But I really want to leave this whole urban area. There's one more floor, might as well check it out, yeah. And I want to show you on the map really quickly. So pretty much the same route down here, except I want to find a way out, and I want to head towards either this way or down here somewhere, or maybe even up here somewhere. Basically, a more rural area, and I want to set up my own compound, because here's the thing. I've had enough killing. I've killed, like, what, a couple of thousand undead? In the grand scheme of things, compared to towns like Louisville and some other places, that's not much. In fact, that's nothing. In fact, compared to the population of Raven Creek, it's still nothing. But I don't intend to depopulate the town. Instead, what I want to do is find some peace and quiet. Obviously, if it should happen that I get a way out of some description with one of these parachute things, one of the new insurgents that came in, good. I'll make my way towards that. But given the fact that, well, let's just say, given the track record of these insurgency operations, and the fact that basically nobody's ever returned from one, myself included, and that there was no extraction planned, I doubt that that much has changed for this operation. And so, I think I might want to forget about leaving the area and just, you know, think about making my stay here as comfortable as possible. Well, at least, you know, until build 42 comes along, sort of stepping out of character a little bit, but that is the general idea. Keep playing until the next build shows up, and then move on over to that, because I have some very, very good ideas about build 42, and the kind of run I want to set up, and the kind of character I want to set up, and so on. In fact, one could even say I'm absolutely hyped for it. But at the same time, I do wish for this whole operation to last for a few, I'd say like a month or so, maybe we'll do. Yeah, I think a month or so will do just fine for me, and if it takes a bit longer to get build 42 out, well, you know. But I think around April to May would be, mid-April, beginning of May, mid-May or so would be ideal for build 42 as far as my runs are concerned. Of course, if it comes earlier, what the hell. I don't have to play it immediately the day of release. I probably won't, because I'm gonna need to wait for at least a couple of the mods to update. Just some of the bare bones stuff that I want for the run I have planned. Nothing too advanced, nothing too crazy. The game already has most of the settings that I want in it configurable already. It's just that I want to, well, let's say about there's like 3 or 4 mods that I'm really looking forward to. Okay, But I don't think I need. The hammer's going to be useful. That's kind of one of the other things I was looking for here when I talked about, you know, the bare bones basic setup for what I'm trying to do. I'll tell you what would be very helpful also, a watch. A watch would be very helpful indeed. Meat cleaver, not so much. No, commercial models, I do need that. I have standard models, I think. And if the whole nomad living thing comes to fruition, then, well, that'll be extra useful, let's say. Right, downstairs, ground floor. This is going to be a bit more exciting now. Maybe, maybe not. Probably shouldn't run, but I'm a bit tired of the building. I want to get out there, see the world, you know. All that good stuff. Alright, come on. Nice and easy. Go. Right. Let's keep it sneaky around here, because I don't want to attract a huge horde. Going through town. Although that car looks really nice, I want to see if I can get... Locked. Locked. Okay, maybe... Maybe somebody left the key in the ignition and locked himself out. Who knows? Of course that didn't happen. But I do get a hand torch out of it and access to the trunk, which is empty. Shame, it's a good car. No keys for it though, and I have no idea how to hotwire stuff. Okay, there's a bigger group down there. A couple of stragglers this way. Are those guys heading toward me? No. Okay. If I have a moment, might as well take a look at the map. Where do I want to go? Just right and then straight down, yeah? Pretty much. I don't think there's going to be much of a point in delaying getting to my old stuff. I guess technically roleplay would be an option. But if I were in a different town, yes, I've already been here, I already know how stuff works around here. It's kind of silly to pretend I don't know stuff that everyone's seen and everyone knows. So instead, I'm just going to make my way over to the outskirts of town. Mostly the skills that I'm looking for. Gear, not so much. I've lost access to a good chunk of it already, and ooh, that's a good one. That scream's gonna be a problem, isn't it? Saw the feral down there, I want to avoid him. These guys are just losing in the streets. I can just hop this fence and probably get rid of them, but the screaming... Okay, that gate won't last long, I need to get out of here. He says, running into another feral. This is good, though. There's an open area in front of me. Okay. Okay, yeah. I want that spear. Alright, come on. Tell you what, I think Colonel Kurtz is gonna be... more of a spear guy. I really cannot afford a moment's rest, can I? That's okay. We'll get that spear eventually. I don't want to do long blade again. I want to do either spears or long blunt. For this, it'll make working up to killing stuff quickly more interesting. Nah, too many. Okay, I really didn't expect this. Really didn't expect this. Fine. Frickin' hell, man. Okay. I get that I'm not exactly in the safest part of town, and I haven't walked through here most recently, but... or anyone, really, for that matter, but... still. Okay, gotta stop running or I'll get tired and mod that, and this will attract more attention than I want. Okay, this is a bit better. Oh, look at all those corpses down there. Okay. Killed in very quick succession. Large groups of undead too. This was either a squad or a professional. But given how densely packed they are, I would say at least a couple of people did this. The question is, where did they go? God, another feral? Okay. Question is, what direction did they go in? Layout of the bodies seems to suggest that way. alternatively, that way. Considering I just came from up there, I'm gonna head that down and see if there's more corpses. Basically, just follow the trail of corpses to where you want to be. And another feral, what the hell, man? They're evolving, and quickly. Okay, sit down. Massive group, I don't want to fight that. Well, it's not just I don't want to, I can't. I'm just glad they didn't spot me. Even bigger group, okay. Oh, there is a way out of here. They've seen me. Crap. Oh, for crying out loud, there's more and I'm getting exhausted from all the running. There, someone went inside the mall here. I gotta go inside. Okay. One of the insurgents went inside, obviously, for food and supplies, I can only assume. I'm gonna follow suit, but problem is I have something of a horde behind me. Still a lot of food here. Round point shovel, yes. Saw as well, definitely gonna need that. Gum, jelly beans, more food. More food. An auto cocker. What? Is that really what you called it? I need sliced fruit. Like that. About 3,000 undead. Right, I don't think they can break the shutters. But at the same time, I'm feeling a bit claustrophobic here, because I don't really see a good way out. Well, at least I can rest a little bit. They're breaking down the door. Means they've broken through either that door or the gate or the other gate already. And they're coming here. Now there's a screamer outside attracting even more of them, but honestly, as long as they're on the shutters, I'm okay with that. I don't want them to get into the... I see more coming over here. That's good. I want them here. I don't want them outside. I don't want them outside. I don't want them outside that door. I want them over here. Well, I mean, this is as stereotypical as it gets. It's just that, I think for a lot of people, this isn't their idea of safety, especially not with that door being so fragile and breakable. Alright, come on. Let's go one at a time. Okay, that works. Come over here. And down he goes. See if I can't attract another one. I knew how many of them were here. I need to... That's one way of getting his attention, right? Right, let's get out of here. They sort of dispersed. I didn't expect that. Oh, I didn't need to jump this. I could have just gone through the bloody door. Corpses this way, though. More corpses this way. I'm on the trail again. Broken windows, corpses, and a large horde. Whoever I'm chasing after went through the same thing I did. Of course, he killed a lot more of them, but I'm assuming he had some help and weapons, probably. Oh god, that was a weird scream. Yeah. Okay. And then this way. Through the food market, we had the same idea. I'm not sure if that was a corpse that he put down, though, or they, considering that there might be more of them, or if it's just from before. But this is where I would go to escape if I was being chased by a large horde through the woods. Would lead me... Well, actually, they wouldn't lead me anywhere, but I could use the woods. I was gonna say I could use the woods to get away from large hordes, and then, like, 4 zombies attack me. To be fair, I suppose that isn't exactly a large horde, but maybe down south from here. If they had the correct maps, maybe they would head south. Try and get towards the highway. Then I would go along the highway to see if there's a breach in the fence. Because after 10 years, chances are there's not one, there's multiple. Problem is I don't see much in these woods. Yeah, with the fence being overgrown like that, I can't actually fight there because I can't see anything, and I need to stand like that. That's okay, though. So I guess the idea is we go this way. Maybe following the same path they took. There's a lot of corpses, relatively fresh corpses, on the highway itself, meaning they could have found a way to get through or over the fence or something. But even if they didn't, I'm sort of running parallel to the route they took, probably. Ah. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. It's alright, though. Too many of them in the friggin' woods. What the hell are they doing in the woods? I don't know. All I know is that there's too many of them here. I'm drowsy and I'm exerted. I don't think there's going to be a spot for me to sleep anytime soon. They definitely went in... They went through this road. Of course, the other option is that I'm going in the wrong direction. I'm going towards where they dropped, rather than where they're going towards. But I'm pretty sure the parachutes were above the town itself, rather than from the outskirts. Holy moly. Okay. There's a breach in the fence. Looks like an explosion of some sorts. Be honest with you, it's not inconceivable that they caused it just to get away inside. But that does mean that the interior of the highway, if that makes sense. The fenced-in part of the highway should be a lot safer. Mainly because the corpses are relatively fresh. Few days, maybe. Because after about 2 weeks, I think, or so, or maybe a week, they turn into skeletons. Like all the rotten flesh turns to dust. Once they've been unalived for the second time. It's true, I've seen it happen. Keep out. Close the door behind me, slow them down. Now the question becomes, did they go through here or not? Well, judging by the occupants of that room, probably not. Okay. Looks like I'm a bit stuck. There should be 2 or 3 that way and a bit more over there. I think I'm going to have to go back, but yeah. I need to catch my breath here for a second first.